Welcome back to Living Local. Back in the 1880s, the growing popularity of roller skating in the U.S. led to the formation of organized endurance races referred to as derbies. By the 1930s, what we now know as roller derby had begun to evolve and grow. The sport grew through the early days of television before its popularity declined in the 1970s and 80s. Now, the sport is enjoying a renaissance. It began in Austin, Texas in the early 2000s as an all-female amateur sport, and by 2006 there were more than 135 similar leagues around the country, including right here in the Quad Cities. Joining me from the Quad City Rollers, the QC Rollers rather, we have Sarah and Rachel. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here.
Okay, so what's the history of the QC Rollers?
Well, we were organized in 2006, and we originally played at the River Center, and now we've, 13 years later, we've moved to the Eldridge Community Center and Skate Park.
So how did you both get involved in roller derby?
Well, my husband's coworker invited us to watch a match, and I was sitting with some of the other wives, and we said, that looks like fun, and we waited for the next boot camp, and for me to have the baby.
Right, that's important too. What about you?
Mine goes back a little bit longer. My husband actually went and saw the one of the world champs in Nashville, Tennessee a few years ago, and after he came back with my oldest daughter, said, you would really like that. And so I started following the Quad City Rollers on Facebook, and when they had a boot camp, I joined in.
Very cool. Okay, so for those who have no idea what this sport entails, walk us through how it works.
Okay, well, you have two teams, and there are 5 players on each team. And 4 of the players are defensive players. They're the blockers. And there's 1 offensive player, the jammer. And your goal is to get your jammer out of the pack and prevent the other team's jammer from getting out. Once your jammer has gotten out of the pack, she skates around the rink, and then when she comes back, every time she passes an opposing player, she scores a point.
Oh, I see. Okay, so how does it, how many rounds do you go through, and what's a typical score look like?
Well, it could really depend. We can play up to 2-minute jams. Usually they get called off, though, in 30 or 40 seconds. What would you say is the average score, Rachel?
Usually the scores go over 100 each side. Sometimes you'll have teams better than the others and be a little bit different, but usually the scores are pretty well balanced.
Got it. And you guys brought a little bit of equipment in today, so what do you guys suit up in to get ready for one of these sporting events?
Start off, you obviously need your skates. Full contact sport, so we have knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, helmets, and mouth guards.
Right. Safety first, right. So what are some health benefits that you guys have experienced from being involved in roller derby?
A little bit of, there's a couple things. One, we are on skates twice a week, 3 hours at a time. So 6 hours on skates is very cardio intensive. Another, it's a lot mental break from outside activities.
Right, so it has those physical and those mental health benefits. I did one on the Cuttas, which is a roller skating group here in the Quad Cities at Skate City. I haven't been roller skating since I was like in middle school. I worked muscles I did not know I had. You honestly, it looks super, I mean, you can look at them as just grazing along. It's a workout for sure.
It very much is, yeah.
So what kind of social benefits are there with the roller derby?
Well, we certainly get together. We're kind of a family group. One of the girls said, if I didn't have roller derby, I wouldn't have friends. So it's really a social opportunity too, and it's a very supportive. All women together is it's a really great dynamic.
How would you describe the culture of roller derby teams?
The teams, they're a very tight-knit group. Once you join a team, they are out to stick with you. We've had people, deaths in the family, fires, and the group really pulls around the individuals and helps bring them back up. Gives them something to look forward to instead of the mundaneness in their lives.
We also have a lot of fun too, like you get to show off some of your personality with our derby names.
Yeah, how do these derby names, first of all, you can tell us what your derby names are and then how do you come up with them?
Well, I'm the Atomic Bomb, and that came up because, well, that's my last name, and I actually, when I taught, we had a competition, and the teachers were competing, and so the kids came up with that one for me.
I love it. And then you're Mombi Zombie.
Yes, I'm Mombi Zombie. When my girls were 2 and 5, we came up with nicknames, and they were rhyming names, and so I got Mombi Zombie, and it just carried forward.
That is so neat. Okay, so if someone's listening and they're thinking, you know, I would love to have an avenue to get out, have that mental break, have some physical benefits, meet some new friends, do you guys just take someone who maybe has never even roller skated in a long time, like someone like me?
Oh, definitely.
So how do you walk through someone getting on a more elite level if they're coming in like brand new?
We have, they're called boot camps, a couple times a year. You practice for around 40 hours before you get your name. And once you get your name, then you're moved kind of up. But once you have basic skills that you have to pass to get onto your our elite team.
So you're not going to throw anyone to the wolves. You're going to make sure that they are prepared before they ever enter into any sort of competition.
Yes.
We take people right from no skating ability at all, and we make sure that they're safe as a skater before they can start practicing with the team.
I think that's really important. And I think that's great that you guys are so inclusive. If someone has zero experience, you're still going to welcome them in, help them get prepared and on the level of safety that they need. So what does the schedule look like for you guys during this season?
We have usually 6 home games a year. We've got one coming up on May 18th. Doors open at 5:30. The rest of our schedule is on our Facebook page and on our home website. But we get together twice a week to practice, and then various times for certain activities.
And I'm sure you guys travel to other places as well. How far do you travel to?
I think our furthest is Wisconsin.
Gotcha. So you keep it in the Midwest, regional-ish.
Usually,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, why would you encourage people here in the Quad Cities to go out and check a home game out?
Well, they're a lot of fun. It's high energy. It's very fast paced. We have snacks, food and drink there too, and it's really a family-friendly event. We play with the junior teams, the Orphan Brigade, which your daughter's on.
Yes.
Oh, that's neat.
And so we play with them first, and then we come on afterwards. We usually have a local charity that we're supporting through the event. So it's just a really great community building event.
That sounds great. How can someone get more information about you guys?
You can check out our Facebook page and also at quadcityrollers.com. All of our information and where to get in hold of us and how to volunteer, it's all there.
Perfect. All right, Rachel, Sarah, thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate it. And guys, I am going to go out and practice with them sometimes. You're hearing it now. I'm promising you it's going to happen. I have like no experience skating, but it's going to be fun, and I trust these ladies will help me get rolling. All right, for more information, you can check out the QC Roller schedule on Facebook or visit quadcityrollers.com. We'll also have these details posted on our quadcities.com. More Living Local rolls on right after this.